No, I'm not saying that. I was really done with it. I was so oblivious. He basically made fun of me. Like, he said that my voice sounds like Shin-chan. Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So, I have searched the internet a lot and I have seen that there is a lot of talk about how we should stay away from toxic people, we should remove toxic people from our lives, we should stay away from the negativity. But the fact that we do not really acknowledge or we do not talk about enough is that a lot of times we are being the toxic person and we do not even know about it. Recently, I read somewhere that a psychologist said that the patients don't ever come to us, but their victims do. And that's when I decided to make this video. So, the topic of today's video is how to recognize that you are being the toxic friend. I have had my fair share of toxic friendships, and there were a lot of them, and the stories are just, but they are for another time. I'll just tell you about one incident that I was thinking about very recently. So I had this friend and I knew her since we were like 9 or 10 years old. We were not really that close, but we had a common friend who we both were very close to. Speaking from my side, I am the kind of friend who does not really care about how many friends the other person has. Like, if you have 15 other friends other than me, I don't really care. I mean, there are a lot of people who get jealous about such things, like if my best friend is hanging out with some other person, I don't get jealous. Like, I don't really care as long as you make me feel like you are being a good friend and you genuinely want to talk to me. We are there for each other. I don't really care how many other friends are there in your lives. And I thought that's how most of the people think until this incident happened. So this girl, I don't know, now that I look back, I think she had some insecurities that I did not know about, and maybe she also did not know about. But she did not like it when her friends were closer to some, like, not even closer, were close to someone. Like, she did not like the fact that her friends had other friends. So I mean, people do that in relationships, like your boyfriend is not supposed to have some other girlfriend, but I had no idea that some girls think that their friends are not supposed to have other friends. Like, so this was the first time I was seeing this. So the common friend that we both had, she was closer to her anyways. They were together day and night because they were neighbors. They would meet every day. We would go places together. I was not really included, but I did not really care about it. It was like 98% of the time she was with her, but the 2%, a common friend, was with me. She despised that. So this is where her insecurity started. And one day we all were hanging out and she sent a snap of me and herself as a streak on Snapchat, and her boyfriend replied to it. And let me make this very clear, it was not even a compliment or anything. He just said that I, like me, her friend, has the voice that sounds like Shin-chan. Like, he said that my voice sounds like Shin-chan. I genuinely thought it's not a big deal because he did not even say this to me directly. He said it to her, his girlfriend. I thought, like, boyfriends are allowed to at least speak, no? But that girl went nuts on this comment, like nuts. And I think that was the time when she started hating me. And as always, I was oblivious of everything. I had no idea that she was insecure, that I used to hang out with a friend. I had no idea that she had started dating me because of because her boyfriend said that my voice is like Shinja. Like, what the hell? He basically made fun of me. Like, she just went ahead and she blocked me everywhere. So I genuinely thought, I was so oblivious. I thought that she had disabled her accounts because the thought of her blocking me out of nowhere never came to my mind, because that's just not how my mind works, because I wouldn't do that to someone just because they're hanging out with a common friend. I don't know. Then our common friend, she told me that he had problems with you, so she blocked you. And I was okay. Then we talked. I don't know, she felt like that I did not like her and I did not want to hang out with her. I have no idea why she felt that way. So after we cleared things out, I just stopped talking to her because I could not deal. I even today I don't want to deal with such complicated people in my life who don't even know what they want. But at that time I felt like it was totally her fault. She's this, she's that. But now that I look back, I realize that yes, it was her fault, but it was my fault as well, because I was so oblivious of how she was feeling, how I was making her feel, that came to the point that she blocked me and I had no idea about it. Okay, so firstly, let me start this video by making it very clear that being toxic does not only mean that you're a bad person and you're intentionally trying to hurt people. It means that your actions in some way or the other are hurting your relationships more than they are helping them. Explaining it again with an example, I have a very close friend. She's one of my childhood best friends, and she would always make plans to meet me, and she would say that I will come to your house at this time and this time and everything. But from a long time now, she would always cancel the plans at last minute, and that would throw me off my schedule like every time, and this was happening from a very long time. So this time when she did this, I was like genuinely pissed off, and I explained this to her that like, please stop doing this. If you want to come, then come. You have to, if you're planning something, you have to come. And if you're not planning to come, like, so don't make plans itna zyada advance mein, right? In this situation, she was not being a bad person. If anything, she was just trying to put efforts into meeting me, but she was being caught up in some work. She has been busy from a very long time, but her actions were really negatively affecting our friendship, and I was really done with it. Firstly, it is always about you. Okay, so this happens with a lot of people. I think the majority of us do this. We keep telling people about this and that and this about our lives, and we never ever ask them how they are doing, which is so wrong. And a lot of time people are telling us how they are doing and we cut them off. This is like the worst thing you can do, and I am saying this because I used to do this a lot. I remember when we were young, me and my best friend, we were in different sections. So I would keep telling her about my sections, my friends that I had there, and I would never ever ask her about her life or her section or her friends. And one day she was so done with me, she said that, you know what, I don't want to hear about your friends. And at that time I was so pissed at her that what kind of friend you are if you can't even hear me talk and shit. But now that I look back, I was genuinely in the wrong there. Genuinely. It's not always about you. I mean, yes, you are supposed to share how you feel, and you are also supposed to hear the other person. You can, and please stop justifying yourself by saying that, but my friend is an introvert, they don't like to speak. That's never the case. It's just that you are not asking the right questions, or you are not making them feel comfortable enough. Because if they are your friend, they would want to confide in you. That is a given. And this is a human tendency that it is very difficult for us to believe that we are in the wrong in a certain situation, and we often try to justify what we are doing. That is why I'm saying that please do not justify. Like, if I'm saying something and you are doing that, but then you go ahead and justify yourself instead of believing that you are being toxic, that's just wrong. Please don't do that. Secondly, Like I just told you in that incident, please do not get jealous easily. Like, they are your friends, they are not your boyfriend or girlfriend or something. Like, it's not monogamy. Like, they should be allowed to have other friends. If they are closer to someone else, then you need to understand that they are more comfortable with them. Their energy matches with the other person more. Like, it's purely their choice. You need to understand that people have need to make their own choices, and you cannot just go ahead and keep giving up on your friends because they are close with someone else. That way you won't have anyone else. It's honestly very toxic and suffocating behavior. I don't really get it, but a lot of people tend to do it, so it's not healthy. If you consider someone close and but they are closer to someone else, you believe that they are not as close to you as you would like them to be, it's very natural to get jealous. I'm not saying just don't get jealous, turn up your feelings or some shit, it's not in your hand, but try not to be like that. Try your best that even if you are feeling jealous, you are trying to control it, you don't show it, you manage your emotions. Thirdly, please try to understand the other person's feeling. Never criticize or dismiss their feelings. And it's not only for friendship, it's for every kind of relationship we have, even with our partners, our siblings, our parents. You need to understand the other person's feelings. Just criticizing them or dismissing them is a huge no, and we often tend to do this because we are struggling with our own issues and we believe that we are more trouble than you, your problems are not as big enough. We say this a lot ki if it's us, like a person comes and they're like, you know what, I have this big test tomorrow, it's a 50 marks, and then you go ahead and say mera to 100 marks ka hai. Bro, stop being so self centered. Just validate their feelings for once. They are not there for a competition. Just say, ki, oh my god, 50 is a lot. That is what you should be saying ideally. Best of luck and shit. Not, oh my god, just 50, mera 200. Guy, that's really bad. And a lot of times your friends do not come to you for a solution, so only give them a solution to a problem when they ask for it. This also goes for every relationship that we have, because you know what, at this point we all are so advanced, we all are so wise that we know all the theory, but there is just no practical. I was talking about it with my best friend, and she just said something ki, you know what, whoever has to come in your life, they will come, and whoever has to leave, they will leave. You cannot do anything about it. I was like, I know that. I know the theory, but when the practical happens, it hurts me. So we all know the theory. So we are not here for the gyan. People are there to validate their feelings. Because even if you know that people come in your life and they leave and you cannot do anything about it, it hurts. There are a lot of emotions that come your way. You are very inconsistent without ever informing them. Coming from a place where I had the worst mental health from the last 2 years, I understand that it's very common for people to disappear when they are not feeling good, come back when they are better. A lot of times, there are a lot of things that we cannot share with anyone. I get all of those points, but if people are trying to contact you, at least inform them. It takes like 5 seconds to tell someone that, hey, you know what, I am not in the right state right now, I'll contact you next week, or I do not have the energy to talk right now. And they are your friends, they would understand. I remember once I was having some conversation with a girl who used to be my friend, and we were talking about something which was very heavy. So mid conversation she told me that, you know what, I'm not ready to have this conversation right now because I'm not in the correct state of mind, I'm not feeling good right now. I understood, and that's how it should be. I have a friend who goes people very consistently. She comes back whenever she wants to. It's like if you text her, she will either reply after 6 months or she'll reply within 6 seconds. There's no in between. But if you are going to ghost someone, please inform them that, you know what, I'm not ghosting you, I'm just not in the right place, because they are not your freaking situationships, they are your friends and they genuinely care about you. So I understand that your mental health is not good, you are ghosting them, you need to prioritize yourself and everything, but just for 5 seconds, please inform the other people. I believe that it is genuinely important because I have a lot of friends who are very inconsistent. I understand their point of view, that's why I'm still friends with them, but I believe that they can do better. Lastly, you always expect your friends to be there for you, but you are not there for them. And I know we don't do it purposefully, but this happens a lot. If you are someone who wants your friends to make a big deal about your birthday, but you never make a big deal about theirs, that is not right. You cannot just go ahead and say, you know what, they don't even like their birthday. Or my best friend used to make a big deal about my birthday, then I would never be there for her birthday because I was at my nanny's place or because I had to go somewhere. That is just so wrong. We need to really stop doing that. If you're expecting something from someone, you need to return it. I know that friendship is not about give or take or something, I mean, but this is just basic human decency. If you're asking for support, you need to give it back. I have this friend, so whenever her mental health is bad, she just ghosts me. She ghosts me for months. But whenever I am struggling, she calls up, she picks up my calls. Even if I call her at 3 a.m., she is there for me. She talks to me for like 3 hours straight. And once I had so much work to do in school, so I asked her to help me, and she literally made all those practical file diagrams for me and everything. So you know what? She gives me so much support that I genuinely don't even care if she goes ahead and ghosts me for 2 years. I don't care. I am the one who will always approach her because she genuinely makes me feel like she wants to be my friend and she wants to be there for me and she gives a shit about me. It goes both ways. I'm not saying that you have to return the exact same favor. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that in some way or the other, you have to give the support back. Like, my friend is always there for me when my mental health is bad because I'm not an introvert. I like to talk about my feelings a lot. When I'm struggling, I talk about my feelings. I don't like to be alone at that time. I want people around me. So I'm an extrovert in that way, and she is always there to listen to my rants, and she is always there to help me when I have too much work to do. So if she is withdrawing from me, if that's what she wants, I will give her that. That's me supporting her. Or if she rarely contacts me because she's busy or something, I will be the one to contact her first, because this is how it works. You cannot keep expecting and not give anything in return in any way. That is very toxic. I want you guys to go back to all the friendships that you have lost over the years and give it a thought. Like, I gave a thought about the friendship that I had with that friend, and till now I always thought that it was completely her fault. It was 200% her fault. But now that I look at it, it was my fault as well, because I was so oblivious about her feelings. She was my friend and I never ever thought about her. She blocked me and I didn't even realize. So don't feel like that. It was my fault as well, and now I understand it when it's been years. So please go over all these relationships, all the friendships that you have lost over the years, even if you are sure that it was completely their fault, and try to understand where you went wrong. So this is it for the video. I hope you liked it. and see you in the next one. Bye bye.